Hi, good morning, Mr. Court Report. Ms. Ashley, can I please get a last name for the record?
Okay, so good morning again, everyone. Thank you for participating in ABRA's public roll call hearings via the WebEx platform. My name is Laverne Fletcher, conducting the roll call hearings as the board's agent. There are two cases on the calendar today. The first case is Minya's Pizza. This is case number 23PRO 00077. Zingo Pizzeria LLC, 1932 9th Street Northwest, license number ABRA 125665. This is a retailer class CR new application. The protest issues are adverse impact on peace, order, and quiet. This is Laverne Fletcher conducting the roll call hearing as the board's agent. Is anyone present on behalf of Minya's? Is anyone present on behalf of Minya's? Is anyone present on behalf of ANC
Yes,
1B?
yes, Ms. Fletcher. Good morning. Evan Schlom. That's E, V as in Victor, A, N as in Nancy. Last name is S as in Sam, C as in Charlie, H, L, O, M as in Mary, on behalf of ANC 1B.
Mr. Schloman, I did receive a message this morning that you would be representing ANC 1B today. Thank you. Is anyone present on behalf of Minya's? I am going to move along to the next case. We call this case, we allow parties at least 10 minutes to appear in case they're having technical difficulty. The time is approximately 10:05, so I'm gonna end this case for now, call the next case. And I'll recall this case shortly. The next case on the calendar is Iroquois. This is case number 23PRO00078. Iroquois LLC, 1412 I Street Northwest, license number ABRA 116082. This is a retailer class C and nightclub, including new dancing. This is a transfer to a new location, transfer from safekeeping to 1412 I Street Northwest. The protest issues are adverse impact on peace, order, and quiet, residential parking, and vehicular and pedestrian safety, and real property values. My name is Laverne Fletcher, conducting the roll call hearing as the board's agent. Is anyone present on behalf of Iroquois?
Good morning, Ms. Fletcher. This is Richard Bianco. I'm here on behalf of the applicant.
Thank you, Mr. Bianco. Would you spell your name for the record, please?
Sure. First name is Richard, Richard. Last name is Bianco, Bianco.
Mr. Bianco, is anyone present from Iroquois?
Not from the applicant, no. It's just
Okay,
given to me
thank
this
you.
morning.
Is anyone present on behalf of ANC 2C?
Yes.
If you could state your name and spell it for the record, please.
Sure. Becky Strauss, Becky. Last name Strauss, Strauss, and I am ANC Commissioner for 2CO2.
Ms. Strauss, are you going to be the representative going forward as well?
Yes. Yes.
So I will need your email address. Do you have an ANC email address that you can give me now?
Can I send it to you in an email?
Yeah. Do you have my email address already?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, thank you. Is anyone present on behalf of JP Morgan Chase Bank?
Yes, Jessica Farmer of Holland and Knight and Christopher Cohen of Holland and Knight.
Ms. Farmer, would you spell your name for the record, please?
Sure. Jessicca. Last name is Farmer, Farmer.
You, anyone else on behalf of the bank?
Christopher Cohen with Holland & Knight on behalf of JP Morgan.
And could you spell your name for the record, please?
Sure. Christopher, Christopher, Cohen, Cohen. And we've also been advised that a representative of JP Morgan is trying to get into the meeting, so hopefully he may or may not join.
Okay, so that person is trying to join right now?
Yeah.
Okay. When they show up, I'll check them in. JP Morgan Chase Bank does have standing as a protestant. The property abuts that of the establishment according to the DC Geographic Information System. We also have a group of 5 or more. Are there any individuals present from the group?
Good morning, Ms. Fletcher. It's Lyle Blanchard. I'm representing the group of 5 or more protestants. That's Lyle, Lyle, last name Blanchard, Blanchard.
Thank you, Mr. Blanchard.
Ms. Fletcher, just very quickly, from ABCA, I only received 2 protest letters, that of the ANC and neighboring property owners. So if you could forward me the group of 5 or more protestants, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bianco. I will send that over to you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Making a note to do that. Mr. Blanchard, are there any other members of the group present today?
Yes, there are several.
Okay.
And I'll let them identify themselves. I think Ms. Wilshire is on screen.
Yes, Ashley Wilshire, ASHLEY, representing 805 15th Street Northwest, Southern Building Associates.
Thank you.
And also Bob Apt. You need to turn on your microphone, Bob, or get close to the mic.
All right. How about now? Are we any better?
That's much better.
Okay, thank you. It's Robert Apt, Robert. Last name is A, B as in boy, T. I am the vice president with Folger Pratt. We are developers and representatives of the owners of 1425 New York Avenue. That owner is New York Avenue Title Holder, LLC.
Just 1 second, please. Would you spell your name one more
Certainly. First name is Robert, Robert. Last name Apt, A as in apple, B as in boy, T as in Thomas.
Just 1 second. Mr. Apt, I don't see that you signed the protest letter.
I'm quite certain I did. It was a separate signature page. It was page number 4 of the letter.
Thank you. I'll get it. Thank you.
Okay, but we'd be happy to provide that again if necessary.
Mr. Apt, you said you're representing who now?
I am a vice president with Folger Pratt. We are the developers and representative of New York Avenue Title Holder, LLC, which owns the property at 1425 New York Avenue. which is formerly an office building that we are currently under construction with its conversion to 253 residential units.
In your separate letter, which I don't have in front of me right now, Mr. Apt, are you a part of this group of 5, or is it a separate protest?
No, I'm a part of the group of 5. I'm here representing that property owner as part of the group of 5.
So are you claiming that that property owner is an abutting property, or?
No, I'm claiming that I have joined the group of 5 to be an authorized protester, if you will, of this application.
You're personally not a protester.
That is correct.
And Ms. Fletcher, if I could clarify, the group of 5 protest letter is a combined PDF with multiple signature pages as individual property owners signed the letter. And so if you go to the very last 2 pages of that combined PDF, the second to last page, you will see the signature page for Mr. Apt.
Okay. Mr. Apt, you said that your signature is on page 4.
Yes, that's certainly my recollection.
That's fine. I'm just trying to make sure. I'll get the letter.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And also we have Mr. Mark.
Bainline.
Thank you. I didn't want to.
No, that's all right. Spelled MarkBoehnlein is my last name. And I represent TRIA 1401H LLC, which is in a property that abuts up against the license. So we are protesting that. We are the neighbor.
And who are you representing again?
It's TREA, TREA 1401H, LLC.
And so you're not protesting as an individual?
No, I'm representing the ownership entity of the building, which is adjacent to the property that they want to license.
Is that an abutting building?
The address is 1401 H Street.
Do you know if the buildings share a common wall, or if the buildings abut?
We share an alley in the back.
And what's the address?
The address of the first of the property I represent is 1401 H Street.
Anyone else present?
Yes, we also have David Spiegel.
Mr. Spiegel, excuse me 1 second, for the court reporter, that was just Mr. Blanchard saying that Mr. Spiegel is present. So Mr. Spiegel, if you would state your name and spell it for the record, please.
It is DAVID-SPIEGEL. I represent 1444 I Street. Ownership group is Live Oak Realty, and we also share an alley with property 1412.
And so, Mr. Spiegel, you're not personally protesting. You're representing Live Oak Realty.
That is correct.
Does that property at 1444 I Street Northwest abut that of the establishment located at 1412 I Street?
It doesn't physically abut it, but we do share an alley. We're directly in front of the building at 1412.
Anyone else?
We also have Mr. Brownfield.
Good morning.
Mr. Brownfield, Mr. Blanchard, did you just say we also have Mr. Brownfield?
Yes, I'm sorry. This is Lyle Blanchard. And I was saying that we also have another property owner representative, Mr. Brownfield.
Hey, Mr. Brownfield, if you would restate your name and spell it for the record, please.
Yes, it's Ted Brownfield. That's TED. And Brownfield is BROWNFIELD. And I'm representing the apartment building at 733 15th Street Northwest.
And so you're not personally a protestant. You're protesting on behalf of 15th and 8th Street Associates LP.
That's correct.
Does the property is 733 15th Street Northwest abut that of the establishment?
It does not abut the establishment.
Is anyone else present, Mr. Blanchard?
This is Lyle Blanchard again. We also have Pete Casarius.
Actually, I'm Shelton Zuckerman because I'm the one that signed the letter.
Oh, good, good. It's sorry, Mr. Zuckerman. It's
No problem.
Pete's name is on the tile there.
No, I know because we're using his phone.
Okay.
I downloaded new software and can't use my phone.
Mr. Zuckerman, would you state your name and spell it for the record, please?
Absolutely. Shelton Zuckerman, Shelton Zuckerman, Zuckerman. I'm a member of the 5 Sharon Alley. And I'm representing ZG 1400 LLC.
Your buildings are not abutting, but you share an alley.
We share an alley, yes, ma'am.
Anyone else present, Mr. Blanchard?
Ms. Fletcher, we do have so you've now heard from 6 of 7 signatories to our group of 5 or more protest letter. The 7th, Ms. Shanice Sanford, is not able to appear today. We will ask her to appear.
I'm on the call. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Oh, you are?
Good morning.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
You're on the phone.
No problem.
Thank you. And could you state your name and spell it for the record, please?
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. My name is Shanice Sanford. That is SHANIECE. Last name Sanford, SANFORD. I am not personally protesting. I am here as agent for the landlord, Ponte Dedea Washington LLC, located at 1445 New York Avenue. We do not directly abut to the address. However, as the fellow organizers have stated, we share a common alleyway.
And Ms. Sanford, who are you an agent? You said you're an agent on behalf of the landlord. Which landlord is that again?
Yes, that is going to be Ponte Gadea, PONTE, Gadea, GADEA, Washington LLC, owners of 1445 New York Avenue.
Is that everyone, Mr. Blanchard?
Yes, it is, Ms. Fletcher.
So let me go back. I'm going to start at the beginning with everyone who has introduced themselves as a protestant.
Actually, Ms. Fletcher, I don't know if counsel for JP Morgan wants to introduce their signer.
Is that individual present at this time? Okay, let me go back. Okay, and who's present on behalf of
Dewan O'Donnell.
Of Rockian, uh-huh.
Oh, this
Yes.
sorry, this is for JP Morgan Chase.
Okay, so Ms. Farmer, I know you're present. Someone else is going to show up today and who is that?
That is Dewan O'Donnell.
Oh,
Yes, I'm
Mr.
here.
O'Donnell,
I'm here.
where are you?
I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you now, yes. Can you state your name and spell it for the record, please?
Sure, no problem. Dewan, D', capital Juan, last name O'Donnell, O', capital Donald, and I am here on behalf of JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A.
Thank you.
As you believe covered earlier, in a budding property owner.
Say that again.
As I believe you may have covered earlier, in a budding
yes.
and a budding property owner. Yep.
Okay. Okay, so ANC 2C does have standing as a protestant. JP Morgan Chase Bank does have standing as a protestant because the property of the bank abuts that of the establishment according to the DC Geographic Information System. I have some questions related to the group of five. First of all, apparently there are some pages missing from this protest letter. I don't have, I'm missing some pages in the file, which I'll have to look into. On the page that I have, on the pages that I have, it appears that Mr. Spiegel signed the protest letter. And it appears that Miss Wiltshire signed the protest letter as well. I don't see any other signatures. That's first of all, not on the page that I'm looking at. And so my first question is whether or not the other individuals present today signed a protest letter, actually signed one. The letter that I'm looking at has typed signatures, typed names, but there are no signatures. And so I will check for the other pages to see if there are signatures on those pages, but on the pages that I'm looking at, I don't see a signature for, Mr. Brownfield. I don't see a signature for Shelton Zuckerman.
So Ms. Fletcher, this was a large PDF that we filed with Abra Legal.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
On October 2nd. There are multiple signature pages with signatures, like one, Mr. Zuckerman's signature is on one page, Mr. Bonheim's signature is on another page, Mr. Brownfield's signature is on a page after that. Then there's a whole nother copy of the letter attached that has Mr. App's signature on it. And finally, at the end of that letter is Ms. Sanford's signature. So I can resend, but I think it's best to get it from Abra Legal, the copy that I filed on the
Yeah, I'll check. For some reason, it didn't make it to the file.
All right.
So I'll get the letter.
Okay. There are signatures for all of the 7 persons.
Okay, well then I'm going to assume that there are signatures. So the next question I have is this. I'm going to start with Ms. Wiltshire. Ms. Wiltshire, you said that you are not filing a protest, but you're filing a protest on behalf of Southern Building Associates LLP.
Yes.
Located at 805 15th Street Northwest.
Yes.
It's not an abutting property, but it's an adjacent property.
Correct.
The protest that you filed, Ms. Wiltshire, will have to be dismissed because you would have to be an abutting property owner or a part of you're part of a group of 5, but
Yes.
you're not filing a protest.
I'm filing.
You're filing a protest on behalf of the Southern Building Associates LLP, which would not have standing to file a protest unless they were abutting property owners. You have a question about that?
Ms. Fletcher, we disagree.
That's okay. It's okay.
So each of these
you
building
disagree.
owners, under the statute, you're allowed to form a group of 5 as owners of property.
But they're not filing protests as individuals. They're filing protests on behalf. This protest was filed on behalf of Southern Building Associates. Just a second. This protest was filed on behalf of Southern Building Associates LLP. So the question would become, where do you personally reside, Ms. Wiltshire, and do you share common ground with the establishment?
So I'm filing individually, I guess, then.
Well, you didn't say that in your letter, but you can give me your address. If you can give it to me later, if you don't want to give it to me now. But the protest that you filed on behalf of Southern Building Associates LLP indicates that the building is located at 805 15th Street Northwest, and the properties do not abut. So I'm dismissing that protest. You may seek reinstatement from the ABC board beyond today, but I'm dismissing the protest for the reason that I just stated. Ms. Wiltshire, if you are filing your protest as an individual, that's not what it says here. That's not what you said in your protest letter. The petition deadline has passed. So the board will decide whether or not they will allow you to make an adjustment to your protest letter to indicate that you're filing as an individual.
We will file a motion.
Okay.
In response, Ms. Fletcher, if that's going to be your comments for each of these signatories.
I'm going to have to go through each one. This is going to be my decision about each one. The next protestant was Mark Beanglin. I may be pronouncing that incorrectly. But Mr. Beanglin, you filed your protest on behalf of TREA, TREA 1401 LLC, located at 1401 H Street Northwest. You said that that LLC is the owner of an adjacent building that is not abutting, which means that that protest is also dismissed because it's not abutting unless you say that you're filing a protest on your own behalf and that you share common ground with the establishment. But that's not what you said in your protest letter. I'm just asking to give you an opportunity to say if you were filing as an individual, because what I have here is that you're filing on behalf of TREA LLC.
And that's correct, yes.
Thank you. That protest is dismissed for the reason that I stated. The next protest then is David Spiegel. Mr. Spiegel, I see what appears to be your electronic signature here. You said that you are filing the protest on behalf of Live Oak Realty Inc. at 1441 I Street Northwest. You said that you are not abutting, but that you share an alley. Is that correct?
That is correct. It is 1444 I Street.
It's 1444?
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. It's 1444 I. Okay, just a second. Thank you. The protest filed by Live Oak Realty Inc. is dismissed because the properties are not abutting. The next protestant is Edward Brownfield. So Mr. Brownfield, I don't see your signature here, but I'm assuming that you signed on the pages that I don't have, which I'll confirm that later. But if so, your protest is filed on behalf of 15th and 8th Street Associates LP, located at 733 15th Street Northwest. You said that the properties do not abut. Which means that the protest is dismissed. Mr. Zuckerman, you filed this protest on behalf of ZG 1400I LLC. You said that the properties are not abutting, which means that the protest is dismissed. Ms. Sanford, you said
Yes.
you filed your protest on behalf of Ponte Gadea Washington LLC, located at 1445 New York Avenue Northwest, that the properties do not abut, and therefore your protest is dismissed as well. Mr. Blanchard, I know that you're gonna seek reinstatement of those protests. I know you're gonna file a motion to have those protests reinstated.
Yes, I am.
Miss, one second, please. I will, Mr. Blanchard, I will get copies of the pages that are missing from the file
All right.
to make sure that the folder is complete when this case goes forward for the board's review.
And that motion will be due at the status hearing 10 days prior.
For the motion for reinstatement,
Yes.
it'll be due 10 days after receipt of the board order dismissing the protest. It'll be 10 days beyond that point. And that order will be sent to you, Mr. Blanchard.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So we have, as protestants in this matter, ANC 2C, JP Morgan Chase Bank National Association.
And Ms. Fletcher, Richard Bianco again for the record will deal with Mr. Blanchard's motion in due course. This is not an action item for today's hearing, but I did just want to note for the record that we reserve rights to challenge standing of the remaining protestants. There are some legal issues we need to look into a little bit further, so we would do that by written motion. We're not doing that today, but I did want to put that on the record so the other parties won't be surprised if they see something come across.
Thank you. We need to, and I'm going to recall the case of Minya's Pizza in a moment. I didn't forget, Mr. Shalom, just FYI. we need to set a date for mediation, a status hearing, and a protest hearing. I will give you the dates for the status and protest hearing first. The status hearing is scheduled for November the 8th at 10:30 a.m. The protest hearing is set for December 6th at 1:30 p.m. I will give you the next available day for mediation.
Ms. Fletcher, a question.
I'm sorry, who's speaking?
I'm sorry, it's Lyle Blanchard.
Oh, yes, Mr. Blanchard.
So I have a question about the protest hearing date. If our, assuming we are the group of 5 or more is reinstated, that December 6th date for a protest hearing is problematic for our representative of the group. They're going to be out of town in New York City, and we would like, with Mr. Bianco's consent, to move the protest hearing date to the 13th of December.
If I could chime in for a moment, this is
Who's speaking?
Jessica Farmer of Holland and Knight, on behalf of the protested JP Morgan Chase. I will actually be in trial on both December 6th and December 13th. So I have a trial that begins November 27th and goes through December 13th. So if we could choose a date after that, I would appreciate it.
Hey, I will make a note of that and pass that along to our general counsel that the parties will be seeking a new date for the protest hearing. You'll need to send an email to our general counsel. That's Martha Jenkins, MarthaJenkins, to request that the protest date of December 6th be rescheduled to whatever date you're requesting, and you would need to copy Mr. Bianco as well.
Yeah, and let me say this, I do have to check with my client as it's a new request, but given the plan of when this establishment would open, I don't expect there to be any pushback on moving the date by a few weeks. But I do have to check with the client. I don't expect it to be a big deal.
Thank you. For the purpose of the roll call hearing today, I'm going to give you the date that was given to me as the next available date on the board's calendar, which is December 6th at 1:30. But I know that you're going to be requesting to change that date, and I'll let them know. The status hearing is scheduled for November 8th at 10:30. I will give you the next available day for mediation. The next available day is Monday, October 30 at 11:30 or 1:30. That's the next available day.
I can do 11:30, Richard Bianco for the applicant.
Blanchard, does that work for you?
That's fine.
Mediation is set for Monday, October 30 at 11:30 a.m. I will send you the.
Is Ms. Farmer available? I'm sorry, this is Lyle Blanchard.
Oh, Ms. Farmer, yeah, where are you?
So
Ms. Farmer, are you available?
yeah, I am not available. I actually have another mediation that day, but Christopher Cohen, I believe, will be able to attend, and hopefully Mr. O'Donnell, if you're available.
Yeah, I can. This is Christopher Cohen for the record. I can attend on Monday, 11:30.
And is the ANC commissioner?
I will. Excuse me 1 second.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. He's on the phone. So you can me a favor and get his number and I'll call him back. Thank you. That's okay, Sean. So first of all, Mr. Blanchard, so I gave you, of course, the date of the mediation on the 30th, but the group that you're representing doesn't have standing as protestants, so we need to think about something here. The board meets on Wednesdays. So the next day that the board will be here is on actually tomorrow. And then October 25, and then the next day that they will be here is on Wednesday, November 1st. So Mr. Blanchard, do you have a sense of when you intend to seek reinstatement of the protestants?
As soon as possible. I don't know that the board will be able to rule on my motion before the 30th, however.
Well, yeah, we don't know that. The board meets tomorrow. And then the board will be here also on Wednesday, November the 1st. And so I'm just asking in terms of when we schedule the mediation. If you will be participating in the mediation. Otherwise, I would be scheduling the mediation with the other two protestants and scheduling one separately with your group.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so,
Ms. Fletcher, Richard Bianco for the applicant. If Mr. Blanchard and his group want to participate in the mediation while their application for reinstatement is pending, I don't object. We might as well get everyone together in the same room. And based on the way I think it's going to go, we might as well deal with it in one session.
And so mediation is confidential. It's between the parties that have been granted standing. You may ask the board, and I will ask the board if that would be okay. But at this point, the group of five is not a party to the protest. And the way we normally do it here is that the mediation is between the parties only. Mr. Bianco, I'm going to make a note of that. And Mr. Blanchard, I'm going to check to see if an exception can be made to the way we run mediation here. And if so, then Mr. Blanchard, I'll see you in mediation prior to the board's ruling on your motion to reinstate.
Thank you.
And so.
Thank you, Mr. Bianco, for your cooperation.
Sure thing, Mr. Blanchard, no problem.
And so what I'm going to suggest, Mr. Bianco, based on what you just said, recognizing that you would prefer to just do it one time, which makes sense. Let me retract the offer of mediation for Monday, October 30. And I'm going to assume, Mr. Blanchard, that you will have filed a motion with the board to grandstanding to the protestants between tomorrow and next Wednesday, which is November the 1st. We need to set mediation before the status hearing on November 8th. And so we can have mediation on November 3, which is Friday, or we can have it on Monday, November 6th. If it's Friday, it's any time between 10:30 and 1:30. It's November 3rd.
I have jury duty on the 6th.
We can do it also on, well, we can do it on the 3rd.
I'm available. This is Richard Bianco. I'm available on the 3rd anytime after 12.
What about you, Mr. Blanchard?
That's fine. The 3rd is fine. After 12, it's fine.
So let's make it 1:30.
That's fine with me.
Okay, thank you. So I have set mediation for Friday, November 3rd at 1:30, and I will send out the WebEx invitations for that day, and that'll give us enough time to know if the board grants standing to the protestants. And if so, Mr. Blanchard, I will also see you in mediation on November 3rd. Mr. Bianco, you mentioned that you would have a challenge to protestants in this group. Does that apply to ANC? Thanks, Sean. Does that apply to ANC 1C?
It does, at least partially. So it may be something where we challenge standing completely, or it may be a motion whereby we're seeking to narrow the issues for protesters beyond the scope of their vote. We'll look at it a little bit more closely, and if we have a motion to file, we will. I'm not saying definitively it's coming in, just that we may do.
Okay, and I just got a note from somebody in our office. There's someone here for a roll call today. They're on the phone, but I'm going to ask if anybody here is familiar with this name. The person's name is Amsterdam Abarcy, Abarcy. Does that name sound familiar to anyone?
Not to me, Mr. Blanchard.
Not to me. I'm speculating, but it may be somebody for the other roll call hearing.
Okay, I'll call them later. I just wanted to make sure and give them credit for being present today, if they were a member of any of the groups here today. Okay, so then, if there are no questions in this matter, I will conclude the roll call hearing in this matter and recall Minya's Pizza. Any questions, anybody? Okay, well, thanks everyone for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The roll call hearing in the matter of Arakian is concluded. I am recalling the case of Minya's Pizza. Mr. Shalom?
Yes.
Okay, is anyone present yet from Minya's Pizza? Okay, the time is approximately 10:50. There's no one present on behalf of Minya's Pizza. The new application is dismissed because the applicant is not present. Mr. Shalom, once the board issues the order dismissing this protest, you'll receive a copy of the order, and if the applicant seeks reinstatement, you'll be informed of the ANC. 1B will be informed and have an opportunity to respond to the motion for reinstatement.
Understood. Thank you very much, Ms. Fletcher.
Mr. Shalom, may I ask you something? Do you want me to, beyond today, do you want me to send emails to ANC 1B? I know you're here representing them today. You want me to go back to sending emails to them directly?
Yes, for the record, it's probably best that they be sent to the ANC1B email, whatever the email that was listed in the protest letter that I know ABCA normally uses. I just don't want there to be any miscommunications on that.
Okay,
But thank you for
very
asking
much.
and confirming. I appreciate it.
Well, you are very welcome. I appreciate it, and we'll see what happens next. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. Take care.
You're very welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Mr. Lee? I saw someone by the name of Mr. Lee. I don't see Mr. Lee anymore. I was checking to see if Mr. Lee was a party in either one of these cases. Mr. Lee, your telephone number ends in 07. Did you need to speak with me today?
Oh no, that's me. I'm the court reporter. This is my backup reporter.
Okay. Well, that settles that. Thank you very much. The roll call hearings for today are concluded.
Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.